What's up, guys? Someone said I'm wasted. No, definitely not wasted. Definitely not wasted. I've been sleeping early. I didn't feel good yesterday at all. I fell asleep probably around 8 or 9 o'clock and woke up at 3 in the morning. I'm like, well, I'm up. And then it didn't help that the person upstairs was having some fun time, having this whole building shaking and hearing screams. I'm like, oh Lord. Anyways, good morning in some areas and good night in others. How is it going, guys? Uh, I can't sleep for crap. I can't sleep for crap. So I was like, you know what? I could report some news. I said I would go live on YouTube. Um, so let's do it. I got a lot of things to talk about today that I was watching from yesterday. Number one, well, we got sources too today. I got my laptop in front of me. I decided to chill and hang out with you guys today. I guess until I can get some sleep. Y'all like the stream? Yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully the stream is good. I'm doing it from my phone, and then I have my laptop in front of me. I was gonna do it from my laptop and then show the sources on my phone, but yeah. Dang, we got 56 people up here. Wow. Yeah. Hey, it must be around that time. Got me a blizzy already. Up. Yep. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Um, so we are getting warned of a winter war. I don't know if y'all heard that from the Swedish Prime Minister. He said we're on the verge of a winter war. And I'm like, a winter war? Now, are you talking about the war on energy, or are you talking about a full-blown war between Europe and Russia? Because Russia has been making some crazy claims lately about the United States, saying that they're actually trying to release this very deadly virus in Ukraine that can affect Russia and China and pretty much the world. But it'll be like way like 10 times worse than COVID. Don't know how true that is, but that's what's going around in Russia right now. Um, I'm typing that in right now, the winter war. But yeah, they said prepare for a winter war. I'm like, wow. Announces guarantees for energy companies. Europe to face a serious disruption if nothing is done by winter. And Sweden is facing the prospect of a winter war because of it. Wow. Yep, there it is. That was by Press TV. There we go. Sweden announces the energy support of. Oh, wait, no, down here. Sweden, Europe to face serious disruptions if nothing is done. And then the prime minister sounded the alarm about that Sweden is facing the prospect of a winter war because of most likely the gas. If nothing is done over energy crisis. Oh, another big thing today that I wanted to talk about. The Zaporizhia nuclear power plant has lost power. I already got this set up. I was watching this. I was looking this up this morning. I'm like, what the F? Yeah, the IAEA says Ukraine nuclear plant cut from main power line. So they're on their backup right now. They don't have no reactors online. They're on their backup. It's gotten really dangerous. They're still shooting over there. They don't care about them being. I told y'all this was going to happen. That the UN, with the UN being there, that's not going to change shit. That's going to make them hit worse. See, Ukraine's doing it. No, Russia's doing it. See, now you can see it. This is their whole excuse right now to get something to pop off. Turkey's even trying to go in between and calm down this standoff. China threatens the United States today because of the arms deal with Taiwan. As we already knew was going to go to poop. They're saying our relations are going to severely be damaged, and they would take countermeasures. Oh, and Japan is now developing. I got a lot of news in my head, so sorry if I break off. I'm making sure I get everything out to you guys today. Japan is also getting hypersonic missiles. They want to get hypersonic missiles by next year because they're scared of a war with China. They're getting hypersonic missiles, new defense systems. They want more of the United States there, of course, because we've promised to protect them if they ever went to war with China. The same with Australia. Oh, and Taiwan's going to hold live fire drills next week. All right. Sorry for the cutout. I had to connect this to Wi-Fi because my service sucks down here. It was like on 1% of light. I'm like, oh no, oh no. But we're good now. We should be good now. Chernobyl times 100. Yes, Chernobyl times 100. But yeah, they have no power over at the Zaporizhia. China responds to U.S. warships in the Taiwan Strait. Don't be a troublemaker. Oh, wait, we already know about that. That's a little old. China threatens reaction. This is the one I was going for. China threatens reaction. China's doing some weird shit for Taiwan. I'm like, what kind of war are we about to watch? They dropped a lunchbox in Taiwan today. They dropped a lunchbox, like a look like cookies in a bag with a juicy. They're trolling the fuck out of them. They told them not to send drones there. They sent a drone there. They didn't even know the drone was there, and they dropped the lunchbox and dipped. Who the fuck does that? Excuse my language, but golly, that's crazy. China threatens reaction after U.S. announces arms sales to Taiwan. What's up, Red Russia? China threatened over the weekend to take countermeasures after the Biden administration approved the sale of more than 1.1 billion worth of arms to Taiwan. Let's go down. What's up, Kay? What's up, Mac? A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington said the sale of military equipment to Taiwan designed to repel a seaborne invasion from China would severely jeopardize the Chinese-U.S. relations and peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. In a series of messages posted on Twitter on Saturday, the spokesperson called for the United States to immediately revoke the decision to approve the arms sales, which announced Friday after the Biden administration firmly notified Congress it will still need approval by Congress, which is considered likely, which they did approve. Wow, they're going at it again. I can hear it up there. Wow. Great. Oh, Lord. The deal is the largest for Taiwan under the Biden administration. While some sales, including during the Trump administration, were larger, this one reinforces that Taiwan wants to have a larger supply of war reserve munitions on hand in advance of a conflict. Did TikTok ban you? They banned my main account. They banned me from posting on my main account. I still got my 2 other backups, but my main account is banned from posting. It wasn't even the video. The video that got banned, they still let me post after the video was, violated. But as soon as I hit the appeal and it came back that the video didn't violate community guidelines, then they blocked me. I'm like, what? What is going on with TikTok, bro? They probably didn't want me to post the video in the first place. That's why if they was going to leave my account up if I would have kept it blocked. But since they had to unblock it and the truth's getting out there, they're like, yeah, let's just block him. Fuck this. It's ridiculous what we go through on there. The creators, man, we go through hell. Oh, Mr. Pansies, what the heck, man? Awesome pants. I know you hate giving a time on things, but all honesty, what's the approximate time for World War III? Man, I don't know the approximate time. I don't know the approximate time and hour that it will break off, but it's definitely getting like there. I mean, if we were doing the searching for y'all remember the old games where you have to search for stuff and you say cold, hot, hot, hot. I'd say that we're in a very hot spot of finding how this conflict is about to break out. There's too many fronts. A U.S. base got hit again today in Syria. That's another thing I wanted to bring up too. It got hit again. They already been doing back and forth, but now it's being way worse. Let me see. Yep, military base housing U.S. forces in Syria rocked by blasts. Here we go. Yep, military base housing U.S. forces in Syria rocked by blasts. Report. According to Syria's official SANA news agency, the explosions were heard on Saturday at the United States occupation base near El Omar oil field in the eastern countryside of the city Deir ez-Zor. So, okay. There's so many questions I have, but I got a couple answers for myself as well. The United States keeps getting hit in the same area. China, Russia, Iran, and Turkey, all four told us to get out of there and stop stealing their oil. And now they're sending a message by showing the world, yeah, we're striking where your country is stealing the oil from. They've been occupying this area. You guys are good on oil because they keep smuggling it. They're getting it out of here. But it's okay. We're gonna get them out of here. That's not gonna work, buddy. That's not gonna work. That's gonna be an excuse for the United States to go in full force on you guys. If Iran wants to insist on starting a war in Syria, they will get hit with the United States might. If Russia tries to get the United States out of Syria, then we're gonna face World War III. And then we got China, who is really unpredictable at this moment. People are just holding their breath, waiting for China's response. What is about to happen with China? The sources added that the explosions were followed by an intense flight of the U.S. Occupation aircraft over the area. Wow. Sorry. Oops. There we go. That's crazy. Damascus, however, says the unlawful deployment is meant to plunder the country's resources. Yeah. Duh. Everybody knew that. Even our own citizens over here knows that. I haven't got one person to disagree with me over them stealing oil over there. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We already know this. That's one thing I don't have a troll on. At least not yet. I might have jinxed myself. Okay, I wanted to show y'all that. Now we go to Kosovo. Go see what's going on with that. Did hear about that the West Nile virus being in the water somewhere. What was it? Dang it. I'm trying to remember what country had it. Oh, I think Greece. Yeah, because they said it was going to affect Turkey. Yeah, Greece. I did hear about the West Nile virus being in the river in Greece. Kosovo opens first biomass heat and power station. Huh. Serbia counts on Turkey's support for dialogue with Kosovo. Yeah, because you guys are going through it right now. Kosovo energy crisis worsens as nuclear plant block fails. Why is everybody having an energy crisis? What's going on with our power? Oh, maybe it's solar storms, or maybe it's the heat, or maybe it's because power's getting cut in areas and they're becoming more unpredictable. I don't know what's going on with our power plants. I mean, we counted like 101 of our food plants was on fire this year. They've been running radiological drills all this year. They're warning of nuclear war this year. They're warning of a lot of stuff this year. Honestly, I just think they're getting rid of a lot of shit. As far as our food and stuff, I think they're just either smuggling it, getting it ready, under in their bunker, while we're up here struggling to find food, struggling to grow food. They probably got a nice spot down in their bunker where they're keeping all that stuff. Yes, Kosovo pushed ahead with the car licensing rule, resisted by the Serbs. Wanted to show y'all that. Because that was another big issue between Serbia and Kosovo. And Armenia was attacked yesterday as well. So I mean, a lot of areas are breaking off, guys. I mean, this is no joke. This is definitely World War III getting ready to brew off. And I named this live World War III Watch because we are on a World War III watch. We are. We're watching everything break off as we speak. We're watching countries strengthen up their defense capabilities higher than they've ever done before. We're having crisis all around the planet right now. We have civil uprising and unrest starting to go on. Like we are definitely on the pregame of World War III. Fox News coming out saying that we should be at DEFCON 2 and that Biden should be warning the American people that we're at war or we're about to be at war with China because nobody's taking it seriously because the government's not. The government's, oh, yeah, it's just China flapping their gums again. The next thing you know, we're going to have hypersonic missiles over our freaking country. And I'm like, do you believe us now? Then what? Because I don't know if you guys know, but do you know why World War III would be a high chance of being nuclear? Do anybody understand why that's the case? That there will be, they keep saying World War III would definitely be nuclear. Look at our nuclear doctrine. If you ever get the time, go read China's, read Russia's, and read the United States. And find out the reasons that they can use nuclear weapons. And figure out what would be the targets if they ever went to war with each other. I promise you it would all make sense. But I'll tell you a little bit. So Russia states that if a conventional missile was to hit their country and maybe hit like, let's say, infrastructure that cuts out the power to their neighborhood or city. Let's say we just cut, the power all throughout there. We're causing a disaster in one of their cities. They can use a nuclear weapon for a non-nuclear weapon attack. You can go read the doctrine and find that out. They can also do it if NATO is building up on their border. That's another reason. They can also use a nuclear weapon if NATO is signaling that they're about to use a nuclear weapon against Russia. The United States has a similar deal. If we have conventional artillery coming here and hitting our infrastructure, let's say like power plants, nuclear plants, where our nukes are, just like Russia's, we can use a nuclear weapon. We have excuses to use nuclear weapons, so therefore it's not impossible to use them because we have reasons to use them. Most likely in emergency situations, but what situation in war is not an emergency? You're in a war-blown area, you're in a war-blown area. It's not, don't hit my house because, yeah. Don't hit these power stations because we can go into a full-blown nuclear war. Oh, well, what else am I supposed to hit? Don't hit my military bases because, we can go to full-blown nuclear war. Okay, what else am I supposed to hit? Another thing, we have three unpredictable countries. These guys ain't professional no more. You guys are judging them from the past of professionalism, where they just didn't want to push the button. You got to realize that humanity is in these guys' hands, but they also have countries to run. They also have to give a fuck about their people, even though our country don't seem to give a fuck about us. But that's besides the point. Vladimir Putin always said if they took out Russia, then what would be the world without Russia? Basically saying if he knows that Russia's going to be destroyed, that he would launch all his nukes or launch everything to make sure the world goes with it. Selfish indeed, but he's the leader of Russia. That's what that's how he's supposed to think, I guess. Just like if the United States known they were about to be wiped off the map, I would guess they would already be wiping Russia and China off the map with them. That's kind of a hard decision that you have as a leader. But you already know millions of people in this country is going to die. I thought he said there could be no world if there is no Russia. Facts. Facts. So the threats make sense. Yes, they do. They don't want to press the button, but it's getting close to the time that they're about to have to press the button. As Russia has warned multiple times, and they just warned again yesterday, that a trend all over the world right now is the United States being involved in the war in Ukraine. And he said that's a dangerous trend. People are not realizing, but things are really breaking off, and people just are not paying attention really to it because we have too many other things to worry about. But that's what guys like me and Off Grid and Dabu 7 and Canadian Prepper and all the other amazing channels, New York Prepper and all of them are out there for, to help you guys because we stay on top of this type of stuff. This is my daily thing. I literally read when I'm out, if I go out to eat, if I'm chilling, having a drink, relaxing, I am always on my news. I am always looking at some kind of news or reading something because I love to learn, first of all. So this was the perfect field for me to get into. And second of all, this is very important for the world. So I really feel like I'm helping people the best way that I can as a normal human being. There's not a lot of people putting, military people on their channel telling you guys the exact same thing that I'm telling you. Maybe have a different opinion, but are now telling you guys, hey, yeah, you guys should probably be worried right now. You should probably be stalking up and listening to your government on the little advice they are giving you. It's not much, but they're trying to tell you something. They're giving you a sign like they do in movies. I want to make sure my words are together. It's 3 a.m. and I should be talking like a sloth, but I don't know. I feel like I'm filled with energy. Maybe I really wanted to go live today. Maybe I was really, really feeling it at this time. I don't trust the media either. And it's so messed up because everything that they're putting out now is still major half-truths. And what I mean by that is they're telling you what's going on without telling you. They're not telling you the cause of these problems, really, besides the China issue. They definitely blaming Nancy Pelosi for that, inheriting on everything. All this is happening because of Nancy Pelosi. He's trying to shoot over Taiwan because of Nancy Pelosi. Everybody's going to Taiwan because of Nancy Pelosi. This all started with Nancy Pelosi. Oh man, I wonder what happens when Kamala Harris goes. Oh man, I can only imagine what chain of events that would set. They would have vice presidents and prime ministers from all over the world going to see Taiwan. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that day since we're putting investments in chips. It kind of has to happen eventually. Unless y'all trying to show support with Taiwan and then y'all just gonna blow them off. But the difference between Taiwan and Ukraine, Taiwan actually have major countries on their side. They do have Japan on their side. They do have Australia on their side. Therefore, they have the United States on their side. They do have India on their side. And now we got France, Germany, the UK, and other people that really don't have the capabilities to support them, trying to support them. Like, hey, we'll send a warship down there to support you, but you know what? If that thing blows up, we probably won't be able to send another one for like a month or two. That's so fun. That's okay. That's fine. You're protecting us, even though China's like 50 kilometers across the sea. Let's make it happen, huh? But yeah, they've been sending warships through the Taiwan Strait. That's what I mean by warships to Taiwan. They've been sending warships through the Taiwan Strait. And China is about to shut down on that, guys. So let me see if I can find this right now. Or maybe let me just go on DuckDuckGo. If I search it up on DuckDuckGo, it should come up. I'm going to search two things. There's something going around that China might be planning to starve Taiwan. Oops. They might be planning to import a blockade really soon that would choke Taiwan. And yeah, here it is. Taiwan sees the danger that China will blockade food imports and starve to starve island. So show you guys all the news. I'm on it today. A recent Chinese Communist military exercise around Taiwan has raised the specter of a blockade to subjugate the island democracy due to the starvation of loss of others' vital resources. Yes, this is a potential scenario. Taiwan's Agriculture Council Deputy Minister told reporters, we have increased our food supply and we have planned for food substitution. Wow. Okay, so they're getting everything ready. They're about to train 3 million people. A billionaire just put like, I think $1 million or some dollars to have 3.3 million people trained for a war with China. I mean, this is exactly what happened before Ukraine broke off. This is exactly what happened. And then I wanted to show y'all the lunchbox thing. I just wanted so y'all knew that was true. I wasn't pulling that out my butt. I'm remember everything I say today and trying to look it up for you guys. Just want to let y'all know I don't really be saying I don't like to say acapella things. Let's go to the news. Let's see. Maybe it was like a food box. Nothing? Oh, here it is. Here it is. I was about to say. Taiwanese troops find food package dropped by drone from mainland China. So there we go with that. And this is straight from the Chinese thing. That's why I'm like, wow, they just dropped a food box and dipped. Like, who does that? What kind of tactic of war is that? The island's defense ministry said the package had found a small island that is only 5 kilometers from the mainland city of Ximen. A video posted by the Chinese social media network shows a man putting together the package with a note addressed to the Taiwanese troops. Wonder if it's poison. Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe it's poison. Maybe it was some kind of sorry for, doing these drills around you, but we'll be reunified soon. Maybe it was some weird messaging. Who knows? It's China. We can't really go into the heads of them. That's what it looked like. Yeah, I would totally just stuff my face into there. Huh. Anyways, I thought that was an interesting story. Let's continue on. Doom. All right. Now I want to see if I could find this one. All right. Wait. That the Russian Federation is what? The White House anticipates that the Russian Federation is preparing to hold referendums in September. So this month. Oh yeah, they've been warning about that too. They said they strictly, revised Russia not to do that. They've been strengthening up on the borders, guys. NATO's going to get involved in this very soon. I'm letting y'all know right off the rip that it's inevitable for NATO to get involved in this war. Why? The nuclear power plants throughout Ukraine is a danger to Europe. The uh, the effects that this war could have on Europe is pretty much catastrophic, especially if they run out of gas and they run out of energy and everything completely to shit. Because then the governments, the people there are just going to flip. No one's going to be able to control them. Not the United States, not Russia, not China. I mean, we go into a full blown nuclear war. That's the only thing that's going to calm the world down. And at that point, that's because everybody's dead, and there's only going to be a few people left. But yeah, NATO's about to get involved in this really soon. I see it happening. Even Aztec dude brought it up yesterday when he came through. He put it in the comment section. I'm telling you guys, he can't really say much on the lives, as he's in the military. So a very important part in the military. So he can't say a lot live. That's why he said a lot of his stuff is speculation or opinion based. And that's actually what a lot of people in the army has to say these days. But yeah, he's even saying that it's looking like it's getting hot, and we already know what that means. Let me see. I'm gonna call that dangerous. Let me see dangerous trend. All right, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Found it. Takes a while sometimes because I got to make sure I get the wordings right. That's why I leave the titles up there. U.S. involvement in Ukraine is growing. It is a dangerous trend, Deputy Foreign Minister. He underscored that Russia repeatedly warned the United States about the consequences of such support to Kiev. Okay? And I've been telling y'all these warnings been coming out, and it's only a matter of time before these warnings stop. The degree of involvement of the United States in the situation around Ukraine, including provision by the military aid, keeps from military aid, keeps growing, and it is a dangerous trend. Unfortunately, we have to state with concern that the degree of involvement of the United States side in the situation, the degree of Washington immersion, including the material support and supporting Kyiv regime with weapons, continues to grow. This is a dangerous trend. Russia repeatedly warned Washington about the consequences. So they're pissed. They're pissed. They keep saying we're warning you guys. We're warning you guys. All right, we got China on our side. We're warning you guys. All right, we got Iran on our side. We're warning you guys. And y'all notice countries are getting more hostile towards Washington. The ones that at least don't like them, like China, they don't like us. They only dealt with us because they had to deal with us. We were great trading partners, but it was more of a business relationship than it was, a military relationship or anything else. Russia actually wanted to be cool with the United States, but we've always blown them off. To be honest, it's true. You can look it up. They even wanted to join NATO at one point. Russia was always inspired by us. Well, in a lot of ways, in different ways. We've inspired Russia and China to build up their armies. That's a common goal they both have with us. They want to surpass us and they want to beat us and they want to take over our place. They both want to do that. And it's looking like if they work together, it might not happen the way they want it to happen, but they could successfully bring down the United States. And I don't mean that like in winning the war. I don't want you to get that wrong. I don't mean that they will win the war, but they would, paralyze us. And I mean by EMP attack, by paralyze. They could paralyze our country. They could stop our country from even functioning as we could do to theirs. That's why I'm saying it wouldn't be the way that they would want to do it, but I mean, it's possible. Y'all could break us down. But then that's just going to put a whole chain of events that they're not ready for. Well, Russia is more than China. They have a whole bunker, a couple of bunkers for the 40 million civilians that they have. Well, they could hold up to 40 million civilians. China, I have no idea what they got for theirs. They got like a billion people to take care of. I think 1.7 billion. Like, dude, there's nothing you can do. You'd have to build a whole underground fortress. And what would be that? I mean, it could cave in the middle. Like, no. They're screwed. They're gonna lock them in buildings. And then, speaking of China, I kind of wanted to get on that today. That's another thing about we're so on Russia, and we're slowly getting to China. I don't think that the United States is going to successfully get everybody in this country to hate China like they tried to do with Russia. And still, half of our people still love Russia. It didn't work. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that with China. I don't think they're going to get us to hate the China. Now, there's going to be a small groups of people that will. I will say that. There will be. But there's just, I guess, a special kind of love from some of our civilians to some Chinese. They've been around since, I mean, they've been around in the United States for years. I mean, for years. I don't think I can imagine the United States without seeing a Chinese restaurant or, a Chinese person. Because there's so many already in our country. I think they said it's enough. At least 10% of our country is Chinese, which is a lot. People are so scared. I can't believe it. Oxygen tanks, I mean, I was just reading some of the comments. It could be a less percentage. But I think I read something on 10% of our country is Chinese. I also know they own like 10% of our country too. They've been buying up land like crazy, and the United States is trying to figure out what to do about it. Try to figure out what to do about it. I mean, dude, you could just tell them to get the fuck out of here. This is your land, and not their land. This is your land. Unless your plan is to have them buy us over. Shoo, we. There we go. Okay. All right. People shouldn't be scared, but y'all should have everything ready. Have everything ready. Don't be scared. Be prepared. You need to have a war mentality. As for the people that don't, know what to do, you need to go into the mentality that we're not in peaceful times anymore. We're not going to have those times anymore. Yes, it was fun. It was amazing. Life was supposed to be great until we died, but it's not going to happen that way. We have a shift every now and then, and we're in that shift. Shit, World War One and Two were back to back. I can only imagine how they felt back then. Imagine pretty much 40 years of war. Well, 50. Well, then we had the Cold War right after that. So, I mean, imagine how they felt back then. We had the peaceful moments. We had the time where everybody's like, okay, let's just chill, have our barbecues, send around a couple sicknesses, and die happy. You have a nice retirement money. Your kids are set until, the world goes to shit, but they'll never tell you that. They'll just say until, forever. Until they spend all the money, until there's no money left, whatever. But yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. But no, that just lasted about 40 years, 30, not even. We still had our wars, but it wasn't as big as they used to be. Not, world domination type wars. Now we're to the point we can blow up planets. I ain't saying like Dragon Ball Z style. I'm just mean like we can literally F up our planet pretty bad. And they want to go to a war. Now they're like, okay, yeah, it's that time, guys. It's time to fight it up. So not when y'all had like 24,000 nuclear weapons around the world. Y'all reduce these nuclear weapons, but make them strong enough to pretty much destroy states at a time. Like these weapons are crazy. People can't even comprehend how strong these weapons are. Y'all want to blow up a bunch around around the same time, and don't know what it's going to do to our Earth, but just say, okay, we'll just gamble with it. We're going to act like we know exactly what's going to happen after this event. It is winnable. We can win. We can win. No, we know. No. He said Kamehameha. But man, like it's ridiculous, man. Nah, now the time for the United States and everybody to be diplomatic. The United States is trying to act like they're diplomatic about it, but they're pointing that at the same time. They're like, okay, yep, we don't want a crisis, but we're going to send arms to Taiwan. We don't want a crisis, but we're going to send Nancy Pelosi. We don't want a crisis, but we're going to put our warship down in the South China Sea and maybe into the Taiwan Strait just to piss you off a little bit. But we do not want a crisis, even though we know all this will lead to war. And if we want to go to Ukraine, we don't want war with Russia, but we're going to send NATO troops in, train Ukrainians. We don't want a war with Russia, but we're going to put our weapons in there as well and train them with our weapons. we don't want a war with Russia, but we're going to try to admit Ukraine into NATO, and know that that's going to piss Russia off, whether it's right or wrong. Both sides provoked this, and now they're still doing it. That's the problem. Both sides, not just NATO, Russia too, not just China, the United States too, and
Nuclear watchdog International Atomic Energy Agency said on Saturday, while Moscow keeps its main gas pipe to Germany shut, stepping up an energy war with the West. Zaporizhia, Europe's largest nuclear power station, has been controlled by Russian troops since soon after their invasion of Ukraine in February. The IAEA also said only one of the station's 6 reactors remained in operation, but it continues to supply electricity to the grid through a reserve line. It has become one of the focal points of the conflict, with each side blaming the other for shelling around the plant. Transmission lines to the plant were cut last week, and the facility was cut off from the national grid for the first time in its history, prompting power cuts in various regions of Ukraine. Emergency generators kicked in to keep the vital cooling process running. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky blamed Russian shelling for the cutoff and said a radiation leak had narrowly been avoided, while Russia's defense ministry on Saturday blamed Ukraine for the shelling. Reuters could not confirm any details of the Russian accusations. Ukraine and the West have said Russia is using the site as a base for heavy weapons in a move to discourage Ukraine from firing on it, which Russia denies. Russia has so far resisted international calls to pull troops out of the plant and demilitarize the area. Meanwhile, Russia kept one of its main gas supply routes to Europe shut on Saturday, stoking fears of winter fuel shortages. Already struggling to tame soaring gas prices, European leaders had expected the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to resume flows after maintenance this week, but Russia abruptly canceled the restart, citing an oil leak. Europe has accused Russia of weaponizing energy supplies in what Moscow has called an economic war with the West over the fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Moscow puts the blame on Western sanctions and technical issues for supply disruptions.
Yep, letting y'all know that everybody's talking about this. Everybody's talking about this. This ain't bullshit. This ain't rhetoric. Literally all over the news. And all over every other country's news. Because they're all fucking worried about it. I don't lie, man. I don't lie on here. I don't do this just for profits and what people accuse me of. I really do be looking into this stuff, man. I really do be reading this. I know how to put things together. I'm a strategic person. I've always been on strategies and stuff. That's my strong point. That's why I'm so good at this. So I always put, what would I do in this situation? What would I do, if I was in their shoes? And I always have 3 decisions for myself. It's way more than just reading some articles and, trying to put a little timeline on. No, I think really deep into it. Really deep. Like, okay, what would be the next moves of this? Okay. I try to think like 10 moves ahead of what could happen in these scenarios. And it always turns out like, besides the Nancy Pelosi one, that was the only one that I really had a hard time with, because I really thought China might have, tried to shoot over her plane or shoot at it, to try to show the United States some kind of strength, but they didn't. That was one of the only ones that I really had a like, oh man, I really think they're gonna do this, but they didn't do it. But I think a lot of people were on that edge too, like, oh man. And we still saw things going over the plane. We saw weird lights, but we speculated those were either, interceptors or U.S. planes, because they said there was two B-52 bombers. Nobody knew that, but there was two B-52 bombers in Taiwan. Those are stealth bombers. They're not supposed to be seen. So that would kind of fit the story. Those are also our nuclear bombers. So if China would have made a move, man, they would have been probably incinerated or, severely hit. All right. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to talk about. I think we talked about Turkey and Greece getting ready to brew up. Turkey trying to turn NATO against Greece. Say that they can use Article 5 on Greece. Like, no, Turkey. NATO ain't going for it, man. They really don't want you guys to fight, and they really don't want an ununified front on another NATO member, and that's why I named it that way for a reason. It'll be ununified. Not everybody's gonna want to fight Greece. Not everybody's gonna want to fight Turkey. Some might stay neutral. Some might jump on the side. It's just not gonna be like, okay, all NATO members gotta fight Greece. No, dude, they got a relationship with Greece. It's not gonna no way. Just like not everybody's gonna fight Russia. I could see Hungary and Turkey backing out of this fight easily. Especially if it's nukes involved. I definitely see them jumping out. Oh, no. No, we don't want that smoke. But you're in NATO. No, no, man. You're not about to blow up my country, bro. But I could be wrong. Turkey could be a surprise wild card. And, Greece, I don't know. I think that's real. I don't see how they can act like this. Like they really hate each other. I believe they really fucking hate each other. It's surprising they agreed to be brothers for this long. And they still wasn't brothers. They were still going into each other's airspace and doing stupid stuff. Electricity should be free. A lot of this stuff should be free. We should be free. It should be free to live. But it's not. Unless you're homeless, then you make yourself free to live. But if you ain't homeless, then no, you got so much stuff to pay for. I mean, you can never enjoy your life. People complain about that. Like with the prime minister, I don't really like to get into that stuff with the politics, but I feel her pain. She said, I work every day of the week. You telling me I can't have no time to chill and dance? I have feelings too. I have emotions too. I can't chill and dance. I'm not allowed to have a little chill and dance. I mean, Biden, I know Biden parties. Nobody gets on him. I know Hunter parties. We all knew that. Trump's had his party days. Obama, he told us he partied. Kamala Harris, oh, don't even get me on her. We have whole types of leaders. Shoot, what's his name? JFK? He used to take acid in office. He used to smoke weed and take acid. Look it up. He used to take LSD. I can only imagine tripping at the White House, dude. That would be crazy. That man used to take LSD. Oh, heck no. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. No, I wouldn't. No. Heck no. Heck no. Can you imagine having to give a speech? Like, oh, no, bro. Getting flooded with questions. They probably made sure that was his day off, too. They made sure that was his day off. They all party Boris Johnson while we were in lockdown and millions died and we didn't see anyone. Yep. We don't gotta take care of the people. They're in their houses. They're watched. They're controlled. Accidentally nukes the world because of acid. Oh my gosh, that would be bad. That'd be bad. Can you imagine tripping, thinking that you see something on the radar and telling your army to launch an attack? That would be so messed up. But really, dude, just because you wanted to have a trip? Oh man, that would suck. That would suck. Cuban Missile Crisis on acid. No, forget that. Forget that. Keep them sober. I changed my mind. I'll just play it, man. That's on them. But my point was, I do get her point. You know, there is times that you should have like vacation time. You should be allowed to have parties and do things. I guess she is young too. She's only 36, so she's young. Hitler on meth makes perfect sense. I heard a lot of his army was on that too. I couldn't imagine fighting the Germans. Nope, you just gotta surrender. I mean, you got bullets flying everywhere. They tweaked out, seeing shadows every. Nah, nope, nope. But that's the only thing I agree on that. I don't think they should party all the time though. They were fed meth to keep going. Yeah, I remember. We did that with our army too. The United States did that too. We gave our army meth too to keep them going. Heroin, meth made them feel unstoppable. Oh man, I couldn't imagine that. A whole nah, bro, nah, bro. But yeah, I wanted to hop on here, man. I wanted to at least make it an hour. That's why I was holding it. I'm like, ooh, what else do I want to talk about? Because I have so many articles on this phone, and I guess I could have went live on my other phone, huh? I didn't even think of that. Wow. Yeah, I could have used this hotspot and connected my other phone to this, but it still worked good. I ain't gonna lie. This live was still good. It cut out a couple times, but it still did good. So when in doubt, do meth. Oh no, 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 no! Do not do meth. The meth is horrible. Do not do it. I mean, that's on you, your body, your choice. But no, you don't be thinking you chasing a shadow dinosaur, man. Nope, don't do it. Don't freaking do it. I know you're playing. I'm playing with you. But yeah, man. Uh, long day, long day. I will say, things are pretty much heating up at a rapid pace, man. I had to put it together with you guys, and I missed the days of YouTube where I used to show you guys my sources. So I was like, you know what? Let me get the laptop up. Let me get myself relaxed and chilled, and let me go on this live and um, explain this the right way to them. Let me try to explain detail for detail what I'm seeing. Explain some of these sources, and yeah, I was like, yeah, I want to chill with my fan base or with my followers. You guys are amazing. You guys support me every day. You guys come to all my lives when you can, if you make it. I know a lot of people say they can't make it. I'm sorry. I like TikTok Live a lot better because I can show my stuff. That's why I don't go on YouTube Live a lot, because I don't got a background. But now I can start doing. I know people like YouTube because it saves, and I need to start saving my lives from TikTok and putting them on YouTube. That would also help because then I could keep both in the know. But that is so much data. That's the only problem. I would need something that can hold all that data. I guess this computer. Yeah, I could do everything by computer now. Yeah, I could do that for my lives. Download it, load it up to YouTube. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, I got an idea now. I think I know what to do now. But anyways, much love to everybody out there. Thank you for staying up with me and listening to my boring news. I got Windows 11 too. I didn't know I had a trillibytes of memory. Damn. Yeah, I got a Windows 11 too. Still, a TikToker blessed me. You know, they helped me get this because they kept hearing us talking about. A lot of my followers would say, you know, you need a laptop. You need a laptop. You need something, you know, other than your phone. You need a laptop, and now we finally got a laptop, so we can look things up too, and stuff. I obviously can't show, you know. I guess I could on YouTube. I could show how to get into other stuff. Thank you so much for your news, man. We really appreciate it. Of course, man. Of course. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for coming through. Anyways, remember the golden rule: love, unity, and peaceful life. On top of that, preparedness and awareness. Depending what time I wake up in the morning will be depending when my life starts. Um, Tomorrow will be our raise day. Sundays and Mondays there's our raise day. I did two minis this week. I did two minis this week only because it's been really hard on food and stuff. Our jobs over here are now going below 12 and 11 an hour. So it's like, okay, how are we supposed to survive on that when rent's raised up to, you know, $1,500 to $1,600? Like, that's not right. But that's happening all over the country. That's everybody, or a lot of people going through it. Not everybody. Some people still got rent at 400, 500. But anyways, make it a good out there, guys. Show off Grit some love because I didn't get to make it to his last live. Um, I want him to know that, you know, I really do appreciate what he does. W7. Hopefully we can get that interview going. And I did put an application in for Joe Rogan to go into his show because I do want to speak with him, you know, about stuff and see what his thoughts on all this are. And, you know, it'll be a dope podcast. It'll be a really cool podcast. So I would like to do that. But anyways, have a good night, guys. I'll see you guys soon. And peace.